Hello, Lock family. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, my Lock kings, Lock queens, mocha mommies, mocha zaddies, mocha gang. As you know, I am currently on my 30 for 30 Black owned birthday tour. Yay! So today with me, I have no other than the two-time author, CEO of I Inspire Publications, Chidi Wosu.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Chidi. A little background. Chidi is the author, or do you want to tell them about yourself?
I'm the author of some motivational books. My first one was called I Will, and the second one that just came out is called I Must, which is a book about how to get through grief and loss by using the Word of God as encouragement. So that's
so I just felt like it was very important for me to include a Black author on this tour, just so that you guys can hear from, the various fields and the various industries. So Chidi, let's dive right in. First, I want you to just tell everybody how you got started in writing, what inspired you and what motivated you to begin writing.
Well, I started writing when I was very, very young. So writing has always been like a part of my life. I started with poetry and then moved on to like short stories and then eventually moving on to books. So it's really always been like a part of my existence. So I think for everyone who's like looking for their purpose and stuff like that, like look for the things that are always like a part of the core of who you are, because that's usually where it stems from.
Awesome. Now, for any young aspiring authors out there, what would you say are some do's and don'ts when they first get started?
I would say probably one of the biggest do's I feel is do your research. There is tons of information online about how to self-publish, how to write a book. It's really, really, really critical that you actually do research before you get into it, so you know what you're getting into. The biggest don'ts I feel is don't be stingy. Know that in order for you to produce good content, in order for you to put something together, you will have to spend some money. So put a lot of time into like saving money before you actually release a book. It's really important.
Gotcha. Thank you. So now, tell us a little bit more about I Must, this 40-day encouragement through grief and loss. Tell us a little bit more about this.
So that book, I started writing it after I had two very devastating losses in my life. So I started writing it around January and I finished it very, very quickly. And literally right after I finished it, COVID happened and a lot of people around the country started experiencing grief and loss by losing family members unexpectedly. And then we had everything that went on with and that has been going on with a lot of the racial injustice that's going in America kind of like coming to a head. And so all these things happened and I knew that a lot of people really needed this book and I was going to push back the release of it, but in the wake of everything that happened, I decided to release it. It actually did release on Memorial Day, which is kind of the same time period in which George Floyd actually died. So it's actually something that I feel it has been useful to the people that I know have read it. It's been useful to me, so I wanted to be able to help. Awesome.
And then also, I want you to tell us a little bit about your publishing company as well, because not only are you a young Black author, you also have your own publishing company. So how did that get started?
So when I did the publishing for my first book, I realized that there wasn't, I didn't have a lot of guidance in order to put that together. So I wanted to make a publishing company for people who want to be independent authors, or if they want to publish through me, they have two different outlets to go through. I didn't want people to just feel like I was just trying to like take their money or publish their book for them, but also for them to have an outlet if they want to self-publish and they need some help like putting that together. So that was the passion.
Awesome. And it's I Will Inspire Publications.
LLC.
Don't forget the LLC.
Don't forget the LLC, child.
Okay, don't forget
Okay, I'll play.
That's okay. And then, just one final thing, because, I just want anyone out there who's looking to, one, be an author, or two, looking for any new reads, or more specifically, any new devotionals specific to grief or loss. What other encouraging words, tips or pointers or advice can you give?
So I think that, like, whenever you're going through like grief and loss, especially if you're just looking for a new read, you got to understand that loss doesn't just happen with like losing a loved one. It could come from losing a business, losing a job, losing friends, losing a spouse. A lot of people during this quarantine have been going through our pet, right?
Rest in peace, G-Book.
Rest in peace. But like, a lot of people have been going through different types of loss of different magnitudes. And if you are going through any type of loss, it doesn't have to be a death of a loved one. You do need to go through those different stages of grief. And this book helps you go through it. If you prescribe to, Christianity, it helps you go through it with the Word of God, with Bible verses, with things that are going to help edify you and enrich you, because you really don't want to drop into like a state of depression. Especially, It's so easy to, but like you have to take care of your mind.
Yeah, I totally agree. Awesome. Well, Chidi, thank you so much for joining the Black Owned. Of course. Thank you so much for joining the Black Owned Tour. Everyone out there, go grab your copy of I Must. Tell them where they can find it.
So you guys can find it on Amazon. It's available on Kindle, on Audible if you like listening to books, and in paperback. And just want to give a big shout out to God is Dope for these t-shirts.
I can't breathe. God is dope.
God is Dope t-shirts. These were a part of the donations that company, which is also Black owned, gave to the George Floyd Memorial Foundation. So thanks for the swag.
Thank you. Awesome. Again, Chidi, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for more as we finish up the Black Owned Birthday Tour. Mwah.